Bonjour tout le monde. I've been using a flashcard software and I'm going to show you how to use it in case you want to use it. I think it's really useful for learning French and you can add your own cards. It's free. You can use it on your computer or you can use it on your phone or you can use it on both. It's called Anki. It's a weird name. It's this program here called Anki. And when it opens up, this is what it looks like. So when you use Anki, either on your computer or on your phone, it does a couple of things. First, it introduces a set amount of new cards each time you practice. This is so you're not overwhelmed. The second thing it does is that as you practice, you mark the cards whether they were easy or difficult. The more difficult, you see more often. The ones that you flag as easy, you see less often. The third thing it does is limits the amount of time you practice per deck. If you have one deck, you'll practice it for 15 minutes, which is the default. It makes sense, and it's a great learning tool. So because I've already used this deck today, I'm going to set up a custom option to show you what the deck looks like. You won't need to do this, but it's worthwhile seeing in case you want more practice. Personally, I find the 15 minutes per deck more than adequate. To create a custom study, you click on the deck that you want to practice with. It tells you you've practiced it for the day, but you can click on the custom study option. And I can say, let's preview ahead. And we say, okie doke, and it comes back and it says, we can say study now. So just so that you understand the acronyms that I've used, PC, passé composé, COND is conditional, IMP is imparfait, and PRES is for present. So the four tenses are covered in this deck. If I say plural, PL, it means that to use vous instead of tu, which just, it was an easy way for me to do it. So we'll do a couple here. You know, he spoke. So you type in the answer. And it's passé composé. So you'll parler. Oops. Let me turn my French on. So it's all green. I got it right. And down here you can say, okay, it was really hard. I want to study it again in 10 minutes. Or it was really hard. I want to study it again in 3 days. Or I'm good with it. I don't need to see it for 7 days. Or it was really easy. I don't need to see it for 8 days. So I'm going to say it was easy for me. I'm going to do it in 8 days. Okay, so he was talking in the imparfait. So that would be il parle with the T. Show answer. I got it right. That was an easy one. Trust me, they get a lot harder. I have been j'ai have been été. So you'll notice that even though I got it right, it's flagging it as wrong because I've typed all the answers in lowercase and it's case sensitive, and I haven't found a way to say ignore the case. I don't need to know if it's a capital or a lowercase. So you just need to know that you typed in a capital. The answer on the top, by the way, is what you typed in. So you typed in a capital J. The answer is a lowercase j, so it flagged it as an error. But in reality, you got the answer correct. So we're just going to say, yep, that was done easy. You have been. And because there's no plural in here, it's tu, not vous. So tu have been, passé composé, été, I think. Show answer. Yeah, got that one right. Jeez. I did crappy this morning. You went to alley, I think. So this is another interesting one. I've included the tenses the way that Pierre had them in his deck. So had this been a feminine, we would have added the second E on the answer. Had it been plural, we would have added the S on it, and so on and so forth. You know how all the rules work. I'm not going to bother when I'm typing the answers in spelling all that stuff out. You can if you want. It'll give you, it'll mark it as perfect for you. In my case, it's just saying, hey, dude, you didn't type in the open bracket, E close bracket in the answer that is in the card, in the card answer. I'm going to click that one and say, okay, and then he went, passé composé, il a allé. And this one should be okay, I think. Oh, il est allé, yeah. So see, so I got that wrong. So I would say, no, that one was hard. I want to see it again the next day. And so on and so forth. You work through it. If you want to see what the cards are in the decks, on your computer at least, what you do is you just click on Browse. And it shows you this menu that looks pretty onerous, but it shows you the front of the card, he could, conditional, and the answer, il pourrait. And we can scroll down through these, and you can either, read all the answers here. Here's an example of the plural using the vous. Here's one here, conditional. You could. So right away, I know that you don't use to in that one. You would use vous, because vous was plural in this case. And pourriez, because it's a conditional answer for you could. If you're interested, you can follow stats. You can see how many times you've reviewed it. You can do a bunch of things. You can flag the cards. I don't really use it on the computer that much. I use it on my phone, but it's way easier to enter the cards on your computer if you want to add your own cards, because you can, than it is on your phone. First of all, because you got a whole keyboard to work with, and secondly, because you can use your tab key to move between the fields. But all I'm really here to show you is how to use it. So if you want to use it, you go to, so to get out of here, we just go to, we just close this window and it goes back to here. You want to go back to the decks, you just click decks. You want to click a new deck, you would just click create new deck or create deck. If you wanted to import a file, Pierre's going to send you the file that I created. You would just click import file and surf to wherever it is, and it'll add it in your list of decks here. And you can do the same thing. You can either import it on your computer and sync it to your phone using the sync button, or you can import it to your phone and sync it to your computer doing the same thing. And I'll show you what it looks like on your phone in just a minute. To get this program, you surf to the address is here, https://ankiweb.net/about. And basically it's telling you that this is a free companion to the computer version, both the computer version and the phone version of Anki. And having an account, and I recommend you create an account, because you need an account to sync if you want to sync them between your computer and your phone. If you don't care about that, you're just going to use it on one or the other, you don't need an account. To get the computer version, you click here. You click on download. You basically just follow the rules, and it's pretty much a no-brainer. You would choose Windows or Mac depending on whatever you're using. And that's all there is to it. Then I'm going to switch over to my phone and show you what it looks like on your phone. And since I've done some on here, I'm going to minimize this. Since I've done some on here, I'm going to hit sync. And it just automatically syncs into my phone. It's that fast. You download the software from either Google Play or I don't know what the name of it is for Apple. I'm not an Apple person. Sorry. But you download the program. It's called Anki Droid Flashcards. You can see the name at the top here. And it loads up. You install it wherever you put it, wherever you want on your home screen. And this is what it looks like when you start it running. You can see it's exactly the same. I click on the same document to start it, and it starts right away with a question. I type in the answer. And woohoo! I got it right. If for some reason you can't think of what it is, you can always just say show the answer and it'll tell you. And you have the same bars along the bottom. There's an example of the Perl, so I know that it's going to be using vous instead of tu. And it's in the present tense. This particular keyboard that I'm using has an autocorrect on it, so although I need to sometimes override the autocorrect because it tries to correct it and that's wrong, sometimes it's really helpful when I know I've typed I typed it correctly, but I've missed it by one letter and I just hit the character that's trying to prompt me, suggest for me at the top. So when you want to synchronize your card deck, you hit the sync button and it gives you the little red button, the little red ball that says that there's differences between this one and the one that you have synced. If you want to import a card deck, click on the three dots here. Obviously select import. And it'll surf to a location on your phone to wherever you've saved the file. The file is small in size, it's not huge, so you can put it anywhere. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I hope you found it helpful. I know I did. Bonsoir, mes amis.